Hello, my friend. This is Dr. John, and I'm grateful you're here with me today. Before we dive in, I want you to pause for just a second and ask yourself, how did you sleep last night? Did you wake up feeling restored, clear-headed, and ready to face the day? Or did you toss and turn, staring at the ceiling, maybe checking the clock, dreading the moment the alarm would ring? If the second one feels a little too familiar, you're not alone. And here's the truth. There is a simple bedtime habit, something you can start doing tonight that can dramatically boost the quality of your sleep. That's what I want to share with you today, because better sleep is not just about feeling rested. It's about protecting your memory, your mood, and even your heart. I remember a woman named Claire, one of my patients in her late 50s, who came to me saying, "Dr. John, I just don't understand. I go to bed early, I stay in bed 8 hours, but I still feel like a zombie when I wake up." She thought she had insomnia, but what she really had was unrestful sleep. And the key to fixing it wasn't a pill. It was a small shift in her nightly routine. Within weeks of practicing one habit, she came back glowing, saying, "It's like my brain is finally turning off when I close my eyes." Now, let me walk with you step by step, as if we're sitting together in a quiet room, maybe with a warm cup of herbal tea nearby, winding down from the day. I want you to really picture this as more than just advice. Imagine trying it tonight, feeling your body respond and waking tomorrow lighter, calmer, more alive. One of the most powerful yet underestimated things you can do before bed is to create a cool-down ritual for your mind. Think about your body like a computer. You can't just slam the lid shut and expect it to be fine. It needs to run through a shutdown process. This ritual doesn't have to be complicated. It can be as simple as writing down tomorrow's tasks in a notebook, sipping chamomile tea, or reading a calming book. What matters is consistency. The brain thrives on signals, and when you repeat the same habit at the same time each night, you're teaching your nervous system, it's safe now. We're closing the day. Take my friend David, a retired teacher. He used to stay up watching news until midnight, wondering why he couldn't fall asleep until 2 a.m. His mind was racing. I suggested he try something almost too simple: 10 minutes of journaling before bed, just putting his worries on paper. At first, he rolled his eyes, but 2 weeks later, he said, "John, I didn't realize how much my brain was carrying until I started writing it down. Now when I lie down, I don't have to solve tomorrow's problems in my head. They're already waiting for me on the page." His sleep improved, and so did his mood during the day. Another deeply effective practice is creating what I call a gentle signal to the body. Your body has a built-in clock, the circadian rhythm, which responds to light, temperature, and routine. Something as simple as dimming the lights an hour before bed can make a huge difference. Bright light tells your brain, "Stay alert, keep producing cortisol." But soft, warm light tells your brain, "It's evening now. Let's start releasing melatonin." Claire, the woman I mentioned earlier, started replacing her evening overhead lights with a small lamp and even lit a candle during her wind-down time. That soft glow helped her feel calmer, and she fell asleep faster without trying. And let's talk about the body itself, because sleep is not just a mental activity, it's physical. Have you ever noticed that when you're tense, maybe with tight shoulders or a racing heart, it's almost impossible to drift off? That's because your body is still in fight or flight mode. One of the simplest remedies is practicing slow, deep breathing before bed. I often recommend the 4-7-8 method. Inhale through your nose for 4 seconds, hold gently for 7, and exhale slowly through the mouth for 8. Do this 4 times, and you'll be amazed how quickly the heart rate slows, how the muscles unclench, how the brain begins to follow the body's lead into calmness. I recall working with a man named Roberto, who was under enormous stress caring for his aging parents. His nights were filled with worry. I taught him this breathing exercise, and he told me it felt silly at first, but then I noticed I didn't have to force sleep anymore. My body just gave in. That's the beauty of it. You don't have to chase sleep. You have to create the right conditions, and sleep comes to you naturally. Now, my friend, if you've been nodding along, maybe even thinking, I've tried so many things and nothing works, I want you to know this. It's not about perfection. It's about experimenting gently, one small shift at a time. Pick one of these habits, journaling, dimming lights, breathing exercises, and give it 2 weeks. 2 weeks is often enough to retrain the nervous system, to let your body know, yes, this is our new rhythm. And before I continue, let me pause here for just a moment. If you find this kind of guidance helpful, if you feel supported, encouraged, or maybe even a little hopeful hearing these stories, I'd be so grateful if you'd take a second to subscribe to the channel or share this with a friend who struggles with sleep. It's the simplest way to stay connected and to make sure these kinds of health insights reach the people who need them most. Because at the end of the day, good sleep is the foundation of good health. Without it, your memory fades, your blood pressure rises, your immune system weakens. But with it, your whole body begins to repair itself. And that's why I'm so passionate about teaching not quick fixes, but long-lasting rituals that truly support you. Now, let's go even deeper, because there's another layer to this bedtime habit that most people overlook, and once you understand it, you'll never approach your evenings the same way again. And that hidden layer, my friend, is temperature. You see, the body naturally cools down at night as part of preparing for sleep. Your core temperature drops slightly, and this subtle shift signals the brain to release more melatonin. But here's where many people unknowingly sabotage themselves. They keep their bedroom too warm. I've seen patients sleep under heavy blankets with the thermostat cranked up and then wonder why they toss and turn. The ideal sleep environment is actually a little cooler, usually around 18 to 20 degrees Celsius. I'll never forget James, a gentleman in his early 70s who loved to bundle up. He told me, Dr. John, I feel like I'm suffocating at night, but I thought I just needed to push through. When I suggested he try lowering the thermostat and swapping heavy covers for breathable cotton sheets, he called me a week later laughing. I feel like I discovered the secret cave of sleep. I'm out within 10 minutes now. Sometimes the smallest environmental change unlocks the deepest rest. There's also something beautiful about pairing this with a warm bath or shower before bed. Now, you might be thinking, wait, warm water raises body temperature. Isn't that the opposite of what we want? But here's the clever trick. When you step out of that warm water, your body's surface temperature cools rapidly, mimicking the natural nighttime drop. That contrast deepens the signal to your brain that it's time for rest. Patients who've tried this often describe it as if their body is melting into the mattress afterwards. And let's not forget the role of what we put inside our bodies before bedtime. Caffeine late in the day is, of course, a known disruptor. But beyond avoiding stimulants, there are gentle helpers that encourage relaxation. A cup of chamomile, lavender, or lemon balm tea about an hour before bed has been shown in studies to ease the nervous system. There's something profoundly soothing about cradling a warm mug, inhaling the calming scent, and letting your body absorb not just the compounds in the tea, but the ritual itself. I once worked with a young nurse named Lily, who worked chaotic shifts and often felt wired even after coming home. She began making a nightly ritual of brewing chamomile tea, sipping it slowly in a quiet room, no phone, no screens. She told me, it's not just the tea, it's that I finally have a signal that says, the day is over, I can let go now. and that was enough to shift her body from high alert into healing rest. Now I want to talk about something even more overlooked: screens. We live in a world where our eyes are bathed in blue light long past sunset. That light, especially from phones and tablets, tricks your brain into thinking it's still daytime. It suppresses melatonin, delays sleep onset, and leaves you lying in bed wondering why you're awake. I had a patient, Marta, who insisted she could scroll social media until midnight and still fall asleep. Technically, yes, she fell asleep, but the quality of her sleep was shallow. She never reached those deep restorative stages. When she finally replaced her phone with a book before bed, she reported waking up for the first time in years feeling like a real human again. This brings us to something profound. Sleep is not just about the number of hours, it's about the quality of those hours. And quality comes from rhythm, ritual, and environment. You don't have to overhaul your life to achieve this. Think of it like tuning an instrument. A small adjustment here and there, and suddenly the music flows. So as you prepare for tonight, imagine dimming your lights, lowering your thermostat, perhaps brewing a small cup of tea, or sitting quietly to write out tomorrow's worries. Picture yourself slipping into bed with a calm body and a calm mind, and waking in the morning not groggy, but restored. My friend, I share all this not to overwhelm you, but to remind you of something simple and powerful. Your body wants to sleep well. It's wired for it. Sometimes we just have to clear away the obstacles and give it a chance. And you don't have to get it perfect. Start with one small action tonight. Maybe it's the breathing, maybe the cooler room, maybe turning off your phone an hour earlier. Over time, these small choices become second nature. And before you know it, sleep isn't something you chase anymore. It's something that greets you at the end of each day, like an old friend. So tonight, when you place your head on the pillow, I hope you remember this conversation. I hope you feel the quiet confidence that your body is ready, that rest is not out of reach, that better mornings are waiting for you. And as always, I'll be here with you, sharing wisdom, walking this journey of health together. Take care of yourself, my friend. Sleep well, dream deeply, and may you wake tomorrow with more peace, more energy, and more joy than you thought possible. Until next time, this is Dr. John, wishing you sweet rest and a healthy tomorrow.